So recently, one of our local thrift stores was having a 50% off sale, and I found a 12-inch cast iron skillet. My husband went to work on it. New cast iron skillets are manufactured differently than old cast iron skillets. If you're lucky enough to find an old Wagner or even an old Lodge, you'll find that the surface of the cast iron skillet is really smooth. But the new manufacturing process, they don't complete that process of sanding off the extra casting, and then they just pre-season it for you and sell it to you brand new for a cheap cost. The way to fix that is to finish the manufacturing process by sanding the surface of the pans smooth. So working from a 60 grit all the way up to 220, and then rebuild the patina. And we use bacon grease. It's a really good fat to use. Animal fat tends to be better because it creates that film, which gives it the non-stick. And doing thin layers versus thick, because we use a chainmail scrubber, it can flake it off if it's too thick of a patina. So last night I mixed up a batch of fresh milled sourdough pancakes, and I let them ferment in the fridge overnight. And this morning, I'm adding baking soda to make them light and fluffy. If I had added the baking soda last night, the baking soda would have reacted with the sourdough starter, and that reaction would have already died off by the time I was making the pancakes this morning. I like sourdough pancakes because you get the gut health benefits of the fermentation of the sourdough, but then also using fresh milled grains, you use the whole grain, and so you get more vitamins and minerals from that as well. Tonight for dinner, we're having a turkey pot pie. We had a lot of leftovers from Thanksgiving, so I'm using them to make a pot pie for dinner. Whenever I cut onions or carrots or celery, I take the bits that I would normally throw away, like the tops or bottoms or the skin of the onions, and throw them into a Ziploc in my freezer. And then when I'm ready to make some sort of broth or stock, I can pull those out and throw them right into the crock pot or the Instant Pot, depending on whatever method I'm using to make my stock. So this turkey broth was actually made with some frozen bits I already had in my freezer, and as I'm making this pot pie, I'm able to replenish. Onion skin is actually where broth gets its deep amber color, and so I always throw those in, and as you can see, my stock has turned out with a nice deep golden color to it. We have a rotating chore schedule in our family, and we really find that chores help the kids feel like they're part of the team and have something to contribute to the family. I have 4 jobs that the kids rotate through. I used to do daily chores, and it was just too much to keep track of. And so I found that a weekly chore simplifies the process for everyone, and I'm all about simplifying when there's so many moving parts. And I don't change the job for whatever the kid is. I just have different expectations for them when they are doing it based on their ability and knowledge of whatever they're doing. So my 6-year-old can chop vegetables, where my 13-year-old might be able to make dinner completely on her own. At dinner time, whatever kid is helping me make dinner, I often like to make a big deal about their contribution, whatever it was. Through that, they find appreciation for their work. They realize that their work benefits others, and it motivates them to want to improve their skills and to help next time. We really want to instill in our kids a sense of responsibility and community, that they're part of something bigger than themselves and that they have something to offer the other people around them. The beautiful thing about pot pies is they can be any shape and size. Instead of making two normal pot pies in a pie tin for my family, I decided to make it in one large 9 by 13. And by the time dinner was over, there was hardly any left.